Welcome to Matching Birthdays for Happiness. My name is Valerie, and today I come to you just to casually talk about matching birthdays for happiness. I'm going to share with you a few pages of the book called Matching Birthdays for Happiness that can be found on Amazon. Now, today my intent was to actually have a visual, but I have to use the avatar because for some reason my camera is not detecting, my laptop isn't detecting my camera, so it's not a good shot. So I hope you don't mind the avatar. I'm going to continue to talk about what I'm here to talk about. Anyway, as I stated, the Matching Birthdays for Happiness system explores how and why people relate to each other. What makes a happy relationship? What makes it compatible? And is there an astrological or numerological explanation? My motto is in order to be well, we should have friends with three or more matching ingredients. Match well, be well. The answers I've found are phenomenal, extraordinary, and remarkable. As I stated, this is just a, a few minutes of going over contents of the booklet or the book, which is a softback book that can be found on Amazon called Magic Birthdays for Happiness. Now, I am not a professional astrologist or numerologist. I am the birthday lady. Now, I've used this system of compatibility for years. I have assessed thousands of relationships over the years, working relationships, family, closeness, and lack thereof. Sometimes when there isn't closeness among relatives, you must accept it. But, or you can use matching birthdays for a better understanding of why there isn't closeness. And it really answers my questions about certain relationships within my family. And I've noticed it in other families. The ones that I see that are so close, I immediately jump to those birthdays just to figure it out. What's going on here? What's making this family feel like family to me? So, yeah, I use it in every way possible at every opportunity wherever I can calculate the birthdays and determine what animal sign they are in Chinese astrology. That's so important to me. Um, there are elements in Chinese astrology, all important information. So, as I stated, I've come to realize that some people may not appreciate the system. They have their own system. They have their own compatibility, do-it-yourself compatibility procedure. And I'd like to know what yours is. Mine is matching birthdays for happiness. And as it is with anything, eventually you may just want to accentuate the positives on within any casual relationship. Accentuate the positive. You can't really know everything about one person or yourself, is what I've heard. And if you can't get along with a person based on who knows what, if you're not using matching birthdays for happiness, tolerate them until you can get away from them. When it comes to understanding a person, each ingredient of the birthday has a definition, and that's a good place to be, a good place to start trying to understand a person. There are definitions for each ingredient that we use in matching birthdays for happiness. We use the personality number, the destiny number, we use the Western astrology, your zodiac sign in Western astrology, and we use two other ingredients. The Chinese element, whether it's wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Yeah, those are important elements, and I believe they are the chemistry within a relationship from my observation. So, when it comes to understanding a person, we all have our ingredients and we all have a definition per ingredient. So, I'm going to move through this presentation with the slides that you see in front of you. The first slide is our logo, Matching Birthdays for Happiness. And this is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Entertainment and informational purposes only. Now, the entertainment side is that Matching Birthdays for Happiness played a very important role in a show called BCBD Jazz. Now, Matching Birthdays for Happiness came about because of birthdays primarily. I think there's two or three other reasons why it exists today, but most importantly, birthdays of jazz legends that I was studying once upon a time, studying jazz, and I was totally into the jazz vocalist as well as the instrumentalist. Well, the voice is an instrument, but we have a number of legends who had great music, played great music, created great music through their instruments: saxophones, xylophones, drums, guitars, upright bass players, piano. Love them all. So, yeah, my birthdays match the birthdays of four legendary jazz singers, matched the birthdays of my immediate relatives, my grandparents, my mom, and my stepdad. That was very enlightening and totally fascinating. And so I have a show called BCBD Jazz, stories of Billie Holiday, Carmen McRae, Betty Carter, and Dinah Washington. Hope to see you there. Moving forward, here's my book, Matching Birthdays for Happiness. We're going to go over the contents of this book, just a few pages of this book tonight. And moving on. Now, here are the contents. Now, this is not all of the contents in the book. This is just the first, I believe, 20 pages or 30 pages. We're going to start with the first part of the book. There's a preface. There's the author's experience. There is the definition of love. What is love? An introduction. What's it all about? Then there's a form where you learn how to resolve to evolve. It's all based on 10 lifestyle conditioning topics. To ask your partner to engage in conversation over those topics. Now, there are questions to break the ice in any new relationship, any dating relationship. There are questions. I provided questions to break the ice. Now, there's a form that gives you space to identify 5 ingredients in your birthdays, your parents' birthdays, your friends, acquaintances. There is ingredients and ratings. Okay, there's 5 ingredients where I list all 5 ingredients and their ratings per match. Now, there are 5 matches. There are 5 ratings. 1 is strictly business, or challenging or strictly business relationship if there's only one matching ingredient. So that could be a Leo with a Libra. They're a good match, they're compatible. However, there are 4 other ingredients which would make it define the possibilities of the relationship between this Libra and Leo person. Then we have, I'm going to skip that one. We have 5 ingredients in the ratings. Okay, I did that. Then we calculate the ingredients. We calculate the personality number. Then there is the matching birthdays form where you fill out the 5 ingredients of your friends and compare them with yours for compatibility. Let's see here. The first ingredient is personality, and the second ingredient is destiny, your destiny number. Your third ingredient is Western zodiac sign. Could it be Libra? Could it be a Leo? There is the description of the zodiac signs, as well as descriptions of the numbers 1 through 9 for your destiny number and your personality number. Then there are 12 zodiac signs, of course. All right, and then we go into the fourth ingredient, which is your Chinese element. And lastly, the Chinese zodiac sign, which is your Chinese animal. And that is having to do with whether you were born the year of the dog, the year of the dragon. Okay? All right, so we're going to move on. And as I've stated or implied that matching birthdays is based in astrology, numerology, Chinese astrology, and the Chinese elements. And the views and opinions expressed in this video and on the Matching Birthday for Happiness YouTube channel are those of the host and or the guest, and do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the Matching Birthdays for Happiness YouTube channel or YouTube. That was kind of fluffy, huh? Alrighty. Okay, introduction. Moving on, we're going into the introduction. As I've stated, now this is part of, this presentation is the presentation for my course called Matching Birthdays for Happiness, which you can find in the description of most of my videos. You'll find that course there. So modules, there are at least 20 modules, I believe. Module 1, personality number. Module 2, destiny number. Module 3, Western zodiac. Module 5, Chinese zodiac. I'm sorry, module 4 is the Chinese element, and module 5 is the Chinese zodiac. Moving on. Now, these are people that you can assess their ingredients, who you should assess ingredients of: ancestors, grandparents, baby boomers, generation X, Y, Z, A, your family and your extended family, business associates, friends, partners, lovers, high school classmates. Now that's an eye-opener. Celebrity couples, best friends, and your rates or something. What is that beneath? All righty, moving on. Module 1, first ingredient, personality numbers. And so how do you calculate your personality number? How does one do that? First, what is your birth date? Okay. For instance, if you were born October 20th, your personality number would be to add the month, which is the 10th month, and the date, which is the 20th. So that's 10 plus 20 is 30. And then you break that down further to one digit. 3 plus 0 is 3. So your personality number is 3. Moving forward. All right, here we are. So you're going to wonder, what is 3 compatible with? In Matching Birthdays for Happiness, we have compatibility for each number. And that number 3 is compatible with 3, 6, 9. 6 and 9. 3, 6, 9 are compatible numbers. Oftentimes I find a 3 and a 7 coupling up or mating, which is really, really interesting. How often I find 3 and 7s together, and I've investigated that, and I think I understand why they are together and who wants to be in the relationship more than the other. Actually, I can see those nuances of the couples that I have assessed. So yeah, here is the compatibility, how numbers are compatible within Matching Birthdays for Happiness. All right, moving on. So as I've stated, the numbers from top to bottom are compatible. The numbers 1, 4, and 7, 2, 5, 8, and 3, 6, 9. The goose drank wine, the monkey chewed tobacco. All righty. And here we are again with the chart for your compatibility. Now, we're going to use the same system for your destiny number. And your destiny number is where you add up all of the numbers in your birth date. For instance, let's go back a step here. The birth date on this screen here is October 20th, 2004. So we already calculated 10 plus 20 is 30. That's 3. Now we're going to add 2004. So that's 3 plus 6, isn't it? This person has a 9 destiny. A 9 destiny. And oftentimes when I see the personality number and the destiny number are compatible, it tells me a lot about this person as being very balanced and very focused. And I've observed that as well with individuals that have compatible personality and destiny numbers. Now, that's another aspect that I should have put in my book, because from what I've observed, it's very interesting and worth notating. All right, so the destiny number here is 9. So we're going to move on over here to where we get a definition for each number. All righty, so let's see here. The number 1 is often associated with independence, innovative, leadership. The number 2 is often associated with intuitiveness, cooperation, diplomacy. The number 3 is often associated with creativity, intensity, realism. The number 4 is often associated with freedom, change, people-centered. The number 6 is often associated with nurturing, responsibility, community. The number 7 is often associated with spiritual guidance or spiritual growth, intellectualism, wisdom. The number 8 is often associated with self-sufficiency, individualism, and strength. The number 9 is often associated with completion, leadership, humanitarianism. Very, very positive definitions, which we all should want to live up to sometime in our life eventually. Alrighty, moving forward, let's see where we are. And here we are at the end of the presentation. That's just a portion of the course that I offer on Matching Birthdays for Happiness. Here's the book. You can find it on Amazon. I'd appreciate it if you were interested or would invest in Matching Birthdays for Happiness. And finally, thank you for your interest, and I wish you happiness. And that is the end, I do believe. I will tune in tomorrow. Please return. I hope to see you here with me. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.